Hello everyone, welcome to a new video that's gonna talk about defense. Many of you sent me emails, contact me on the website, put comments on the videos and asked for a video talking about defense, especially against the new devastating attacks, LavaLoonion and GoHog, and also against the older attacks like logowipe, hogowiwi, and holo maybe, stuff like that. So I decided making a video about it. I'm not going to show a specific base that you're going to use because that base is going to become an internet base and then it's not going to be effective anymore. And I think that each one of you should build his own base, and I'm gonna give you all the tips that I have for building my own base. It's only my opinion. You can take it or not take it. You might see some of it on other places in the internet. I don't know. I didn't check. And these are my only tips. If you don't agree to anything, please let me know in the comments and we can discuss it, and maybe we will have new tips for the next video or something. So, in my opinion, by the way, I'm going to talk about Town Hall 9 only in this video. So, in my opinion, the most devastating attacks in Town Hall 9 right now are LavaLoonion, GoHog, logowipe, and hogowiwi. So, I made few tips that I'm gonna show you now, and they're in a random order. There's no logic in the order of the tips, and we're gonna talk about each one of those attacks and see which tip is good against each one of them. So let's go for the first tip, and the first tip is do not use internet bases. If you do, make changes in them. For example, in this photo, that's a base. It's a pretty popular one. It's called the General. It might be a good one if it's a new base and no one knows about it, but if you go to YouTube and write something like the General or how to beat the General, something like that, or even go to my YouTube channel, you can find few videos on how to beat that base even with max defenses without any problems. Totally overkill it. So if you're using an internet base, make sure that you do changes in it. It might be the best base ever, but once it's cracked, once someone knows how to 3-star it, it becomes useless. So your enemy clan might go to the internet and find a way to 3-star it, and they're gonna do that. So don't use an internet base, and that's one of the reasons that I'm not showing you any base, and especially my base. So it's gonna become an internet base and someone is gonna 3-star it eventually, and that's gonna be totally useless. That this video is gonna be totally useless. So build your own base and it's gonna be much better. So one thing that I see many people do is placing the town hall exactly in the center and put a clan castle next to it. For example, in this photo, the clan castle is here, so the range is gonna be somewhere here, something like that. I took the photo from a video, so I can't show you the real range, as I don't have this base on the war map. But it's pretty much this range, and as you can see, it's pretty easy to lure. You just send few hogs, or few loons, or a giant, or 2 giants. Even wall breakers would lure some of the clan castle troops. I'm just kidding, don't use wall breakers for that. But it's a pretty easy lure, and you gotta remember that in a Town Hall 9, you're defending against a 3-star, not against a 2-star. So placing the Town Hall in the center is not gonna do much difference between putting the Town Hall here instead of the Clan Castle. So if I'm gonna put the Town Hall over here and change the Clan Castle location to this area, it's gonna be much harder for the attacker to lure the Clan Castle. So maybe he's gonna get a bit easier 2-star, and I doubt it's gonna be easier. I think it's gonna be easy both ways getting a 2-star, because all the Town Hall 9s can be 2-starred, even with not a too skilled attack. So it's gonna be a two easy stars anyway. And but if you put the clan castle in the center, it's gonna be much harder to lure the clan castle troops. So the range is gonna be something like that. I'm drawing it approximately, but maybe it's gonna cover those as well. I don't know, but it's gonna be much harder. He's gonna have to send balloons. He won't be able to lure with hogs, for example, because hogs are gonna stand here or here. They're not gonna get to the range of the clan castle. So make sure you don't put your town hall in the center and do place your clan castle in the center. So that's the second tip. So by the way, let's go on what it helps. This one is helps against pretty much every attack. Maybe against hogowiwi it will be less good because in hogowiwi you don't really lure the clan castle troops usually, although I do advise luring them. But against GoHog and LavaLoonion it's gonna be much better because in those attacks you usually lure the clan castle troops. So against ground attacks, you gotta upgrade walls. As you can see, this base, even if it had max defenses, a ground attack, even a gowipe would restart this base pretty easily because it has really low level walls. It's gonna be really easy for P.E.K.K.A.s, wall breakers, heroes, and pretty much any troop to get easily through the walls and restart this base very easily. So if you wanna defend against ground attacks, make sure you upgrade the walls and also the bombs and the skeleton traps as well. So work on upgrading the walls. I see many people that neglecting the walls and upgrading the fences. Do it otherwise. Leave the defenses and just upgrade walls. That's what I'm doing right now, and my my workers are sitting in their builder's hut, and I'm working on walls only right now. So even if you don't do that always, make sure you don't neglect the walls. So spread out bases. Those bases are pretty much the easiest bases for a gowiwi or gowipe attack, and even with balloons, you can usually loon the outside of the base and then maybe send hogs. So against hollow, it's a pretty bad layout as well. And I think that pretty much every attack can restart this base. They used to be anti-hog or something like that in the past, but I don't remember that those bases actually worked against hogs. I remember that I was able to 3-star them with hogs as well, but people were just deploying hogs all over and got 1-star and thought that those bases are good against hogs. But if you do it smart, just take a section of the fences out and then send the hogs in. You're gonna 3-star this base, so those bases are horrible. Don't make your base too spreaded, and I'm gonna talk in this video how you should make this base. So what's the best size for a base. So next, do not leave the heroes exposed. For example, in this one, you can see that the queen is able to jump out of the walls, and in this way it's gonna be very easy to send out the king and take her out. And I actually did that in this attack and got a 3-star and used maybe 1 or 2 balloons at that arch tower and the king behind it to get the queen, and it was very easy. So never leave your heroes exposed. The heroes should be in the core. So what should be in the core at least is the town hall, the clan castle, and both heroes. So that's for now. So against the LavaLoonion attack, against GoHog attack, this base is gonna be very easy to 3-star because the heroes are exposed and you will be able to get the queen very easily. So the queen should be at least behind 2 layers of walls. For example, somewhere here or here. It doesn't really matter, but make sure it's behind 2 layers of walls. Another tip about the queen is that you should put a distance. For example, here, if you put the queen here, it's very good. You should leave a distance. Let's get some other colors, you can see it. You should leave a distance of 1 tile between the queen and the walls, because in this way, and you can go to your game and test it, the queen is not gonna jump behind the wall during her walk. So if your enemy is planning an attack and waits for the queen to get out of the walls, he's not gonna be able to do that because the queen is not gonna jump out of the walls. So make sure you leave a tile if that's possible. Of course, you won't be able to make a base that has all of those tips, so you think to yourself what's important for you and how are you attacked the most, and build your base in this way. So let's go for the next tip. So I've spoken about it. Centralize the clan castle. You shouldn't worry about the town hall being a bit more to the side and not totally centered. For example, in this base, the range of the clan castle is gonna be at least this one, and it's gonna be super easy to lure the clan castle troops. So there's no point putting clan castle troops in this one because they're gonna die very quick and easily. So make sure you centralize the clan castle, that's very important. So against hog attacks, mostly, you should use 2 pairs of double giant bombs with a good direction and not exposed. So this is my farming base. I don't care showing it, and I don't really bother about the defense here. I just put the town hall out, and usually I'm just sniped for the town hall, so it's no big deal. But as you can see, my bombs are in a very terrible locations. They're not together, and in a war, I don't even see the fourth bomb. Where is it? There it is. So in a war, this base is gonna be 3-starred very easily by hogs. So you must put 2 pairs of 2 double bombs, yeah, of giant bombs. That confused me. So make sure you put 2 pairs, and also make sure you can't detonate them pretty quickly, because if you put them, for example, here, something like that, those are 2 bombs instead of the Wiz Tower, I will be able to send few hogs at this area. Let's say that the Teslas are not here. I will be able to send few hogs at this mortar, take it out with about 2 or 3 hogs, and then they're gonna go to the search tower and detonate those bombs. So I'm not using many troops, and I'm detonating the bombs. So giant bombs should never be in the outer ring of the base. You should put them in the core or in the middle ring. Most of the bases are built from 3 rings: the core, the middle ring, and the outer ring. So make sure you put the bombs over here. Another important thing is the direction of the bomb. So you should be able, or you want, to put the bombs in a way that they won't detonate one after the other. So if, for example, let me delete that. If, for example, you put your bombs in this way and there's a hog attack from here, they will detonate the bombs only one after the other. So make sure you put the direction of the bombs, in this case, this way. So if you know that the direction of the hogs is gonna be in this way, it will detonate both bombs together, and even a heal spell is not gonna help the hogs. So let's say that a hog attack can start and your bombs are this way. So you can't avoid anything. So if the bombs are in this way and he's attacking with hogs from here, so they're gonna survive the first pair of bombs, but after that you should put bombs in this way. So they will have to go in this way unless they attack from here as well. So you should think in your base and calculate all possible locations for a hog drop. Most smart attacks are not dropping hogs in one place or in 2 places, but are spreading hogs across an area. So if you put bombs like that and like that, those hogs are gonna detonate the bombs one after the other, and the heal spell would easily heal those hogs, and they're gonna get a 3-star on you. On the other hand, if you are able to put your bombs, for example, in one time in this way and one time in this way, if that guy is gonna attack from this area, he might survive here, but here his hogs are gonna die. So make sure you do it smart and think of all the paths the hogs can go when placing your bombs. So that's another tip. Make sure, of course, that you upgrade your bombs. It's very important. So, next tip. Do not leave exposed air defenses. You will be LavaLoonion for 3-star very easily. So, air defenses should be in the middle ring, or I don't know if you should put them in the core, but I like putting mine in the middle ring and not in the core. So, for example, in this base, I can send about 3 or 4 hogs and take it out very easily, and I can send my heroes from the other side. For example, my queen, and she's gonna take another air defense down, and I'm left with only air defenses, and in this way you can use 2 lavas only and take out this base for 3-star very easily. Even if it had max defenses, it doesn't matter. It will be 3-star, so make sure you don't leave any exposed and easy air defenses. You can do that sometimes and do some trolling and put spring traps, but it's gonna maybe it's gonna work on the first attack, but on the second attack you're gonna get 3-starred. So here's an example that I want to give you about the location of the air defenses. As you can see here, the air defense is not exposed, but it's also in a good location regarding the path of the balloons or hogs or whatever you want to send to take out the air defense. So a LavaLoonion attacker is gonna send his balloons from those areas, from here and from here. So what you're going to see is that in this example, the balloons or the hogs are gonna go from this arch tower right to the mortar, and if you have another defense over here, they're gonna go next here and not to their defense. And the balloons that are going to this cannon are gonna go next to the waist tower, and then they might split to two, and then half of them will go here and half will go here. But most likely that most of them are gonna go to this arch tower because they're coming from here, and the arch tower is a bit closer. If not, you can move the air defense and put it here, for example, to make them go for sure for the coin castle. So he's gonna send his lava to this area and then some balloons right behind it, and those balloons are not gonna go to the air defense at all. So the air defense is gonna take out the lava and then we'll start taking out those balloons before it takes them out. So this is a way, for example, that I make the balloons of the attacker go. So I put the air defense in a way that it might look easy, but the attacker is gonna mess up his attack and his balloons are not gonna take out the air defense. So that's the example for that. So you should build your base with those tips about the air defense. And another thing that I like doing is because LavaLoonion attackers like sending hogs at your air defense, I like putting spring traps next to air defenses just to make sure if you have one air defense that is a bit easier and there is really no way to put it somewhere else, at least put some spring traps to make sure that hogs can't get it. And another thing, and that's my own tip. I don't think I've seen anyone else saying anything about it, and I'm using it for months already. I think that since LavaLoonion attack started, that's the way I'm defending against LavaLoonion, and I'm sharing it with you. I'm putting 2 Seeking Air Mines. Make sure you upgrade them to the max level. I'm putting 2 of them right behind the air defense, and The whole idea in my theory is that you want to kill the lavas as fast as you can. So 2 second air mines next to your defenses, just pick 2 of them where most likely a LavaLoonion attack will start and put them next to their defense. So what it's gonna do is get at least 1 lava down. In this case 2 lavas because you have 2 pairs of that. It will get the lavas down very quick before the balloons are gonna start taking out the air defense, and those air defenses are gonna take out the balloons and will totally ruin the attack. I've tested it many times against LavaLoonion attacks and it worked very well. So I'm sharing that with you and hope it can help you with your defense. And that's what I do against LavaLoonion. Let me know if it worked for you or not worked for you. It's just tested. It's my own opinion and I'm just sharing it with you. So about the general size of the base. In my opinion, you should put, especially against LavaLoonion, the cannons at the edges of the base and maybe put walls over here. That color is not good. Maybe put walls over here as well. So your base should look something like that. I'm just making it up. So, but this is how your base should look like with all of the stuff here inside, the town hall and the air defenses and whatever. You put it in whatever way you want, you're gonna build it. But you should start with the clan castle and check the range of the clan castle, put the cannons and start building the base from this start. So why the cannons? If you're defending against the LavaLoonion, you want the balloons to go for defenses that they're gonna take out anyway, that can't damage them anyway. So cannons are the first one to go. So if you're attacked a lot by LavaLoonion, you should stick with those basics and make sure that as many defenses that are shooting loons as possible are staying on the map as many times as possible. So putting the cannons like that, that's just an example, you don't have to do that. So putting the cannons like that should work better than putting voice towers, for example, in those areas, or arch towers. So another common mistake that I see in many bases is that people make a very crowded base with unneeded buildings inside it, builder's hut and barracks and I don't know, whatever. They put anything inside the base and thinking that it would help. So I'm sorry to tell you, it's not going to help. It's gonna help bad for you because the guy that attacks you, or the girl, there are also girls attacking, they're gonna know where you have the bombs. And you should not make anyone know where the bombs are. Get all those builder's hut and barracks and all those things that are not needed, get it outside the base. Make as many possible locations for double giant bombs inside the base. You want to confuse the enemy, at least on the first attack, of course, that it's not gonna hold on for cleanup attacks because they're gonna know your traps anyway. But if you don't want it to get 3-starred on the first attack, get all those unneeded buildings out and leave as many spots as possible. So in this case, if he does that, there are possible double bombs here or here or here, and there are many locations for that, and will totally confuse any GoHog attackers, and they will think 4 times before they decide attacking your base. So make sure you leave possible places and confuse your enemy. Something against logowipe or GoHog, call it whatever you want. Do not put all air defenses in the center, in the core, or 3 of the air defenses in the core. Those are the best bases for a logowipe attack. They're gonna crash into your core with P.E.K.K.A.s and the heroes and heavy troops with golems, and are gonna take out the air defense, and then they can send balloons. Let's change it back to white. They can send balloons all over the base and take out all of your defenses very easily, and you will get 3 stars. So as I said, I think that your defenses should be in the middle ring and not anywhere else. So let's go for the next tip. Do not leave exposed wish towers. That's important against GoHog and against LavaLoonion. Wish towers are very important in the defense against those kind of attacks. And in this case, the guy left 2 wish towers. Very easy. You can send 2 balloons over here, 2 balloons over here, or 2 or 3 hogs, and take out those wish towers very easily. And in a GoHog attack, after this, you don't even worry about the bombs. You can place your heal. I mean, you don't have to worry much about Wish Tower. You can place your heal spell only where there are bombs, and it really makes your base very easily 3 stars. So in this example, in this base, you can check the video on the channel. The guy 3-starred this base very easily by taking out only one of the Wish Tower down before the attack and placing the heal spells in the right places. So make sure you put the Wish Towers in the core or in the middle ring and stuff like that. Don't make them too easy. And last tip about the Teslas, I like them in the core, but you put them wherever you want. You can troll with the Teslas, put them in weird locations. You can put them to avoid luring clan castle troops and do many interesting stuff with them. So it's gonna work for only one attack, but sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's funny. So you decide what you do with the Teslas, but one thing I can tell you is that 4 Teslas in the core shooting at one target are very deadly, and that's how I like it, and you should do whatever you want about it. So I hope you like those tips. I'm sorry that I didn't show you a specific base. It's gonna be a problem, so showing our bases from our clan, and I don't think I should give you some base that will become popular on the internet and then it's gonna be useless after 2 weeks or after a few days. So you should build your own base and go over those tips and make sure that you follow them. You don't have to agree with anything. If you don't agree, if you think that anything I said is wrong and is bad against those attacks, let me know in the comments under the video. So sorry I made this video so long, and make sure you check the rest of the videos. Check my new website. If you want to join my clan or our feeder, make sure you go to the website. There's a link in the description under the video, and check the join us section, and from there you can apply to the clan. We're a bit slow at the moment with answering, so we might not answer too quick because we had so many applications and the feeder is full of people, but we do our best. So let me know in the comments under the video if you liked it, and that's it. We'll see each other in the next video. Bye bye.